Hey guys, it's going to be a long day. I don't really have much to do aside from write a script, not a script, a speech, because I'm making a speech at tonight's budget meeting. This morning I spent dealing with the editing of one of Jen's videos. It was a massive video. It's uploading as I'm at work now. So, I'm still exhausted. I still have trouble breathing. I've got pains in my chest. I have to see a doctor next week for a follow-up because they found something on the blood tests. I hope, from what I've spoken to them briefly today, it's nothing for me to worry about. It's just like something that I have to follow up on. But it's a cause for concern. But it's not too much concern because, to be honest with you, having just been told you can go to pulmonary embolism, I'm thinking, yeah, there's probably going to be something that they've found. It's one of those things, so I'm trying to keep myself occupied, but not too occupied that I get exhausted. It's a delicate balancing act. So I'm going to now write this speech, so I better get on with it. Got a few hours before I have to present it. I'm falling asleep as I stand here because, like I said, I'm running out of energy quick. It's the perils of being ill. Right, let's get to it. It's now 20 to 5. I've been here for hours working on the speech. I think I've got a speech that I'm pretty proud of. I think it'll work quite well. I hope it'll work quite well. It's the only thing I'm planning to say for the entire night because I can't keep standing up and doing big speeches at the moment. I had to pretty much cancel everything, including an awards dinner I was wanting to go to and was looking forward to going to tomorrow because I know I can't sit through it, not for 6 hours, which is what the idea was. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. So, getting up and doing this one speech, it'll probably wear me out. But I think it's important because it's vitally important for the future of the town that we get this budget right. And I want to make my case for our budget, our ideas, even though it's going to be meant to be. Right now, it feels again like I've got something solid stuck in my chest, like someone's grabbing hold. So I know I'm not out of the woods yet, but it's worth it. It's going to be worth it. Mr. Mayor, the Conservatives have presented a far-reaching, robust and fair budget that will ensure the prosperity of our town now and in the future, without further burdening the taxpayer. It is the budget that Bolton needs, the budget that the people of Bolton should expect from a council that has their best interests at heart. My colleagues on these benches have discussed and will discuss all the various facets of our budget to put forward its merits and explain why ours is the budget that is the right choice to back tonight. For my part, I want to discuss our decision to put our money where our mouths are on the development of brownfield sites. We all appreciate the need to refocus development toward brownfield and formerly mixed-use sites. It's been our strategy for years. Sadly, developers don't share our vision. They want to build massive monuments to their own egos in Holton Park, Lee Hall, and any other piece of greenfield site that they can manage to force through on a planning appeal. Well, it's time to play them at their own game. We propose a £1.5 million fund to hire experts to investigate the level of contamination on our brownfield sites, to assess the access issues, to produce a mechanism to deliver a cost-effective development on these sites. This will allow us to put together an effective strategy to bring in bids and building plans for these sites, to access government funding, to access funding from the Greater Manchester Mayor's funds, and to get the ball rolling on development that we actually need. Developers are always telling us that these brownfield sites are too contaminated or too costly to develop on, and that's why they want to constantly bombard us with vicious plans to destroy our countryside. With this funding, we can show them that they are wrong. Developers think they can play us for fools because they think we don't know what they're planning. They think their easy money schemes and their white elephant golf courses can be slipped by us while they denigrate our heritage, calling our beautiful parks crumbling treasures, while they destroy the luscious and diverse wildlife ecosystems that we so passionately strive to protect. Well, we won't stand for it. With this fund, we will take the fight back to them. We will show that we have a robust, sustainable and future-proof plan to develop Bolton without destroying our infrastructure, without decimating the wildlife corridor, and without the all-pervading encroachment on our countryside.
Mr Mayor, this is a cost-effective budget that will not further burden the bank balances of Bolton. We Conservatives are proud of what we've put forward tonight, and I think we have a right to be. By choosing not to raise the general levy, we have shown, as other councils have also shown, both Labour and Conservative, that it is possible to do more and invest in our futures without going cap in hand to the taxpayers of our town, pleading poverty while sitting on hundreds of millions of pounds of reserves. Not school reserves like Councillor Thomas has claimed, but council reserves. Reserves that this council has acknowledged can be used in its own reports to the Labour Cabinet. I'm not finished yet. We have presented tonight a 0% raise on the general levy of council tax. We have presented a budget that works for everyone, a budget that protects our countryside, a budget which invests in the future of our town. We have presented a budget that puts the people of Bolton first, and I urge all members to back it. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, I'm exhausted. It hurt to do the speech tonight, it really hurt. But I got through it. I had to use my asthma inhaler a couple of times, but I'm okay. And I think what I said was worth saying. I'm disappointed that they didn't see what we were trying to achieve here, and Labour fell back on the usual thing of tutting and wagging their finger. Not having any moral high ground, because they obviously don't, but tutting and wagging their finger so they can pretend and play to their audience, instead of putting Bolton right, which is what we wanted to do. But I think we made our points, and I have no doubt that some of our points from tonight will turn up in next year's Bolton Labour budget. But that's how these things go. Oh my goodness, I'm exhausted, like I said. I think it's time to go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow for a longer vlog. Bye. Oh, and just as one extra thing. I wasn't going to do this, but then Jen had a quick check of CEX on their website. She found something. But where is it? You may have noticed in the background in some of the things we've done in the library, I'm collecting the Warhammer Legends set. These are brilliant, by the way. I love the Warhammer setting. Don't really get time to do much with the war game. I've got some models and I've painted them in the past, but for the most part I don't get to do much. But there were some games that turned up in CX and I really wanted them. And Jen agreed that we needed these because they don't show up much. No, this isn't one of them. This is Blazing Angels, Squadrons of World War II. I don't know whether it's in a sequel to that Blazing Skies for the SNES that I got the other day. It may be, it may not be, I don't know, but for 50p, it looked interesting. I love my flight simulators. I would love to have been a pilot if I was able to pass the health checks. There we are. So, let's have a look at what I actually picked up from CEX. First of all, Disney Pixar's Up. Doesn't turn up much, it's quite a late one, whereas it's 2009, so it's after the peak of the PlayStation 2 era, but it's all here in great condition, so I'm very, very happy to have that. Similarly, the Dukes of Hazzard, Return of the General Lee, doesn't turn up an awful lot, not worth a huge amount in terms of price, but doesn't show up an awful lot. It's a Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? No, it's not. It's a Warner Brothers Games one. No manual this time, and there is a bit of a dent on the back. You know, the usual thing where the ridges for the CD go, you end up pressing through accidentally if you don't. Careful. So let's get on to the things I actually looked at and went, yeah, we have to have them because they don't turn up a huge amount and we need to make sure they're in the collection. Akira Psycho Ball. Now, this is basically a pinball game from what I can tell. It's some sort of 3D pinball thing. I have no clue about it apart from the fact that it got mentioned one time on Slope's Game Room. I think it was Slope's Game Room. It might have been Guru Larry. Either way, whichever one knows, I'll stick a link in the description bar below. Everything's here. It's in reasonable condition, so pretty good with that. Let me just turn the light rig. Okay. Now you can see it properly. There you are. Pretty good. Looking forward to giving that a try. Won't be tonight though, I am exhausted. But here's the thing, that the moment Jen said they've got this, it never shows up. It's really difficult to get hold of. And it's Parappa the Rapper 2. Yeah. I have been looking for this since the day I decided to collect for PS2. It's so hard to get. It took me longer to get this than it took to get Rule of Rose. That's how difficult this is to find, especially in the condition that it's in. Because here is the manual, and it's in perfect condition, like it's not really been read. More importantly, here is the poster with the moves. And it's not been opened, well, it's not been used, it's not been cut. It's got these directions for cutting and folding and tearing and all sorts. Not been done. It's in excellent condition. There are some little marks here and there where it's been folded and unfolded, which me opening that won't have helped, but it's there. It's in excellent shape for what it is, and the moment I saw that it was in this good condition, I pretty much said, yeah, we're definitely having this. Because I always go in with the view to having a look at what the thing is and whether it's in good enough condition to add to the collection. Well, this is. I am so immensely happy to have that as part of the collection. Right, I am in so much pain. My chest is on fire. I shouldn't have spoken as long as I did in council, but it was a necessary thing. I was there to represent the people that I represent in West Horton, North and Tumor. I wanted to try and get the best deal for them, and that's why I did it. Even though it hurt, physically hurt me to do it, because I am not in good shape. And everyone's saying, why are you going to do this? Why are you speaking so long? So, because it's important. And I think there are some people that don't quite get that, but it's important to me to do my best, so that's what I did. I'm gonna have a horrible day tomorrow, I can tell already. I'm in no fit state to have been doing what I've done, but I did it. It's over with. I get to recover now. I'll see you tomorrow.